Hello there. I have a question for you today. Are you still using admin as your administrator user account for WordPress? If you are, you're leaving yourself vulnerable to being hacked. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to change it. Hi, I'm Julie Waterhouse from Stress Free Website Solutions, and today I want to show you how to change from using admin, which is the default administrator user ID for WordPress, show you how to change that to something more secure. Unfortunately, there are all kinds of people out there with nothing better to do with their time than to try to hack into your WordPress account. Yes, even if you have a little site that doesn't get a lot of traffic, it will get found by the WordPress hackers, and the first thing they try to do is crack your admin password, because that's the default account. So many people have it, that's where they're going to start. So the best thing for you to do is switch from using admin to something that is less guessable. So don't use your first name, don't use the domain name that you have. So for me, my domain name is juliewaterhouse.com. So I'm not going to choose Julie or Julie Waterhouse as my administrator account. I'm going to choose something else. All right, let's dive into WordPress and I'll show you how to change it. All right, I'm here in the WordPress dashboard of a test website that I've set up, and I'm about to try to change my admin user ID. So first thing you want to do is go to users on the left side there, and you'll see I have this one user, admin. So if this is the case for you, if your username is admin, we want to change this. Now, WordPress doesn't actually let you modify this user ID. You can't go in and directly change it to something else. So what we need to do is actually add a new user and then delete the old one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a new user, and here's where I have to choose a username. I want to choose something that's not guessable easily. So I'm going to use my initials. You can use, your initials, your location, anything that's not obvious. Don't use your domain name and don't use admin. So I'm going to use my initials, which are JFW. And yes, I know some people think that stands for just freaking wonderful. That's me. All right, email address. Again, you can't use the same email address that you have for your any existing account. So for my admin account, I had my main email address. I have to pick something different here. Don't worry, you can actually always go back and change this after we've deleted the other one. So instead of using my julie@juliewaterhouse.com, I'm going to use support@juliewaterhouse.com, and then I can go in and change this later. All right, I'll put my name and password. Choose something strong. Okay, I've picked a strong password, and this is important. Pick the role to be administrator. This means that the new account that we have is going to have enough privileges to be full administrator, just like the one that we're replacing. So when I've done that, I can add new user. Okay, so I have a new one here that's also got role of administrator, as you can see, and a different email address to the first one. So now I'm ready. I want to delete admin. Now I'm actually logged in as admin because when we started this whole thing, that was the only user account that existed. So WordPress is smart enough not to let you delete the account that you're currently logged in as. So the first thing I need to do is log out, and then I'll have to log back in again under the new user ID. So I'm logging out, and now I have to log in with my new username. You can see my one attempt remaining as I was playing around with this. I was mistyping passwords, so let's see if I can get it right this time. Okay, I'm going to log in with my new user. So here I am. Good. So now I go back to users. Now I still have my two accounts, but this time I'm logged in as JFW, so I can delete admin. So if you just hover over it, you'll get the option to delete. Now when you do this, you're going to get a little prompt to ask you what should be done with content owned by this user. Now be careful here. If you've been creating posts and pages under the old admin ID, you don't want to delete them. So instead, you want to check the second option, which is to attribute all content to Julie Waterhouse, right? Which is going to be my new ID. Now I can confirm deletion. And now I just have this ID left. Now as a final step, if you had to put in a different email than you actually wanted to use, because your first one was in use already by admin, now I can come in here and I can edit this and update my profile, because that admin ID that was using that address doesn't exist anymore. So now you're good to go. You have only JFW or whatever you chose for yours as your ID, and this will be much less hackable. Okay, great. Now that you've changed from using admin to something less guessable, I have one more bonus tip for you, and that is to set a really strong password on the account. All right, so your pet's name 123, Sparky 123 is not going to cut it. You really need to choose something where there's no words that can be found in any dictionaries. You want a combination of letters, both upper and lowercase, numbers, and punctuation marks or special characters, right? I know that makes it harder for you to remember, but it also makes it harder for the hackers to get in. Here's one technique that I use to help me create passwords that are hard to guess. I'll take a sentence that I can remember easily, and then I'll take the first letter from each word in the sentence and I'll put those together to be my password. So that's much, much harder for anybody to crack. And then I can mix in some upper and lowercase letters, and I can throw in a few extra punctuation marks, at signs, or stars, or something like that, just to make it even more secure. All right, that's it for today. If you found the tip useful, please, I would encourage you to share it with your friends and your colleagues. And if you're not already on the mailing list, come on over to juliewaterhouse.com and sign up so I can share with you these tips as they're hot off the press, plus things I only share with my subscribers. The quickest way to get on the list is to text WordPress to 1-855-969-5300. I look forward to seeing you on the list. That's it for this week. See you next time.